I'm going to start with applying my foundation first, and then we're going to work to the eyes. So for this first look, I'm going to use more of the, like we have the liquid and the bounce and blur palette. For the second half of this video, that I'm going to use the powder products from Bare Minerals. And just to give you some background, I am in my early 40s and I have dry skin. So I've tried this numerous ways with different primers, different moisturizers, with a brush, different brushes, sponge, fingers. And I think that I have finally figured out the best way for me personally with dry skin to apply it. I'm going to do half of my face with my fingers as they recommend, and the other half, I just got this. I'm so excited to try this out. This is Echo Tools, and it's the biodegradable sponge. So here is what it looks like, and here's when it expands, so just like the Beauty Blender. And then you can plan it after you're done with it. It's biodegradable, so hopefully it works good. Make sure that your skin is very hydrated if you have dry skin. Just to give you some background, I did do a first impression on this video, but in case you missed it, this is the Liquid Mineral Foundation, and the color I have is Soft Medium 11. Here's what the container looks like. It is an airless pump, and the color 11 is described as for very light, cool skin with a pink hue. I'm not sure if I got the right shade or not, but it's hard to tell online. It says it has an SPF of 20, but again, if you're going outside, and you're gonna be in the sun a lot, I would apply a separate SPF. They describe it as a light as air medium coverage foundation with a natural luminous finish. Provides a no makeup and look and feel. I don't think I'd agree with that, but maybe I put too much on. Well, I guess it would be, I agree with the medium air, like the medium coverage. I don't know if I agree about it being a luminous finish. There's 30 shades. Bare Minerals is cruelty free, however, their parent company is not. This is free of paraben, silicone, talc, chemical sunscreens, oil, gluten, and more. So what I have found is, so you want to shake it well, and then you twist up, and that's where the pump is. And what I have found is I put just one pump, because this does go little goes a long way. And actually, if I take my moisturizer and I dab that on my face, I'm just gonna do the one half right now. And again, if you have oily skin or probably even normal skin, I don't necessarily think you'd need to apply it this way, but this is the best I have found for me with dry skin. Again, how many times can I say dry skin, right? Okay, and then I'm going to, it's on the back of my hand. Let me close up my moisturizer so I don't get it in here. And then we're going to tap this on. So they say to sweep using small motions moving outwards. Then it says press to perfect and blend. All right, so this side, let me zoom you out a little bit. This side has it on, and this side doesn't. So I think you could build it obviously to do more of a medium coverage, but if you have dry skin, I think it's gonna be hard to get that medium coverage without it looking patchy. At least that was my experience. So I'm gonna do the exact same thing to the other side, except I'm going to use the sponge. And it is definitely a liquidy formula. Can you see there? It's already starting to kind of run a little bit. So you can see, I feel like with a beauty blender, this really kind of thins it out more, and you get more of a texture of a BB cream or tinted moisturizer, but I feel like the skin is more luminous even over this side of applying it with my fingers, because I feel like if you look kind of around my nose and around the eyebrow, chin area, I feel like on this side it's still more luminous, but on this side I feel like it kind of like hugs some areas and kind of sticks there. Does that make sense? I feel like for me, the beauty blender, or a sponge I should say, is the best way, because I just feel like, especially around the eyebrows, can you see the difference? It doesn't say that you need to set it, and I haven't before, but I'll just take a big fluffy brush and kind of gently pat that in and see if that helps the situation. For eyes, I am going to use, this is the Nude eyeshadow palette in Joyful Color. Here's what it looks like. Interesting though, this package, you can slide the mirror off, it says, and it's recyclable. I will point to the colors that I'm going to use. Let me know if you like when I'm a chatty and walk you through what I'm doing, or if you like to just watch, or a combination of both. I do have MAC Paint Pot down on my lids. These are a little bit more like muted shades. You could definitely wet the brush if you wanted to get a little bit darker of a pigmentation. So I was thinking about maybe doing a like chatty get ready with me. I know that some people are traveling, but it'll probably be a while, to be honest, before I feel comfortable traveling. I'm just taking a clean brush to blend that together. So I thought what would be interesting is to maybe talk about, kind of go down memory lane, do a get ready chat with me, talking about past travels. If you think that that would be interesting, let me know down below. The brush, and use this purple, the dark purple, as an eyeliner. So I'm going to take this light shade and just with a concealer brush, just tap that just under the arch. I used to make the mistake and highlight my brow bone all the way over here, but if you have hooded eyes, you just want to do the arch with any shimmer. If you put anything right here, it should be matte. All right, so I'm going to do my other eye off camera, and then we'll be... All right, so I had to take a little break. My sister came to visit, so we were outside, and I put on a mask, so I thought I'd show you that this foundation is not transfer proof. Can you see that? I probably had it on 20 to 30 minutes, and you can see that it did come off some on the mask, but I just thought I'd show you before I put on blush and stuff what this foundation looks like out in the sun. And it's kind of already settling into my pores, and I feel like it's already breaking off. It's just, we'll see how it wears, but I am not really a fan of this, no matter how many times I try it. I have not tried this yet. This is a first impression on this one. The color I have is Fair Light Warm 02. You know, I just realized I got cool in the foundation, and this is warm. I'm trying to buy a bunch of, well, not trying to, but I am purchasing quite a few different tones so that I can really compare them. Here's what it looks like. Oh, it's creamy going on, it feels like. I'm just going to tap it on. Okay, that's not really working. Let me see. It's blending easily on the face, like under the eye though. Again, I do have dry skin. I don't think I need to keep saying that, but I feel like it's not really like blending all that well. Kind of sticking a little bit, but it felt really emollient. This is going to be another first impression, the Bounce and Blur blush, and this is in Mauve Sunrise. The size on this is 0.19. Well, this one, the full size is 0.19. It came with a free gift with purchase, and this size is 0.10 ounce. So pretty close to the full size, but there is 4 shades available of it. The benefits of this, they say, is fingertip friendly, no brush needed, so that seems to be the theme with a lot of their foundation face products, or I shouldn't say foundation, they're face products that are not mineral powdered form. Oh, this is interesting. It's a botanical blend. It's naturally derived from moss, which helps smooth skin's appearance while providing a bouncy, blendable texture. Okay, how to use. Gently swirl the product with your fingertips and bounce color onto skin, blending with fingertips. No need to press hard to pick up any of the product. It's a delicate formula, it says. Oh, and on this, there's no scent. The concealer, no scent. And this, no scent. All right. Ooh, very, oh, that is interesting. It's very creamy. It looks like a powder, but then as you like swirl around in it, it kind of almost is giving a vibe of like a cream a little bit. Interesting. So I swirled it around. Here's what it looks like on my finger. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Shouldn't have done that. And what I've been doing lately, and I used to like put it on and then blend out the side and then put it on, but since you still have the most on your fingers as you're doing that, I like to put it on this side, put it on this side to get the most pigment and then blend it out. All right, so yeah. I definitely will be using this and trying this out with different foundations because I feel like even though I tapped it like they said, it seems like it just picked up. It moved around the foundation. Can you see that? Because it's like here's foundation and here's concealer foundation, but it looks like it just completely moved it around. It was easy to blend and I feel like it gives you that nice glow. Again, this color is Mauve Sunrise. So I do like this. I'm just gonna take a large powder brush. This is LaRouche, actually it's a tapered face brush, but I'm gonna swirl and tap with the mineral veil just to do a light dusting. See if I can help this foundation any. The lip gloss balm. There is a scent to this one. It reminds me of like some kind of fruit. It doesn't feel sticky. You can kind of still smell that scent, but I don't mind it because it smells good. Kind of like a berry scent maybe. Here is the finished look. What do you think? It's about the same. I do have a little bit of a scar right here, and normally you can't see it, and normally, can you see how you can kind of see that line? I feel like a lot of times with the foundation you can't, so that is different. I didn't notice that the last time I wore it. If you want to hear more about that ever, let me know. I had basal cell cancer. It's a form of skin cancer, but not the like deadly kind. I mean, it's not good, but I had to have it removed. Anyway, if you want to know more about that, let me know. I can do a get ready with me talking about that. But here's what we're looking like right now. As you can see, the lip gloss did not stay on. I feel like the blush though still is looking good. And the eyeshadow, again, I had the MAC Paint Pot primer on, so I feel like that is doing good. I don't really think that the foundation changed all that much. Again, it seems I don't not have oily skin, and I feel like look how shiny my chin is. And yeah, definitely lifted when I put on the blush. Up close and personal. You can see how it really sticks to the dry patches, and I mean, my skin was so moisturized, and like up on the forehead, around the nose, like where the color, the color kind of stayed in certain spots, but not in this section. So it's strange because I feel like the chin makes me feel like if you had oily skin, that it might slip off, and since this lifted it. But then at the same time, if you have dry skin, it just clings to any dryness that you may have, and it definitely settles into fine lines or any texture that you have. But I do like their pressed eyeshadows. The blush, I don't feel, and the concealer, like I can really give them like a full on grade. Yeah, the concealer did kind of settle a little bit too, so I don't know about that for under eye. I think for on the face it did good, but so we're going to grade the Bare Minerals Liquid Mineral Foundation before we go on to the powdered, loose powder portion of this video. So wear time, I don't think it's very good because it's weird because it's like in some spots the wear time is great and then other spots it's not. So the application, coverage, and texture, maybe a C I'd give it. I don't know. Let me know. I would love to know if anyone has had success for this. Now that I've done my review, I'm going to have to Google and watch some YouTube videos just to see if anyone has had success with this and what type of skin they had, because and what products they use underneath. But like I said, I've tried multiple and not a fan. And by the way, this is made in the US. I don't think I said that. You can get this on their website at Ulta or Macy's. It is also available at Sephora or Nordstrom's if you're thinking about it. But so in this portion of the video, we are going to go back old school, and we're going to go with the original products that Bare Minerals came out with, which is their loose mineral line. I'm going to use the mineral veil as kind of my base, and the whole philosophy is that you put the product in the cap, swirl it around, and then tap it off and then apply it. That's the philosophy with all their loose powdered products. And sometimes if I want a little bit more coverage when I'm using their products for my eyes, I don't quite swirl as much. Then I have a tinted mineral veil, and we're going to put that in the crease and a little bit above. So that kind of is acting as the transition color. I feel like using these for eyeshadows. Okay, so that's how it looks if I tapped it. So now if I don't swirl and tap, just to kind of show you. Well, actually I should have done that on the other eye. This is the coverage. I feel like it's a little bit more similar to K-Beauty makeup, because it seems the ones that I've tried so far, they're more of a kind of a wash of color. So you can see it's just a little bit different, but we're going for a rosy look today. So I have the Blushing Beauty and a Hint of Truth. Those are the two colors. I'm going to use the darker one, the Hint of Truth, more for the outer corner. The Hint of Truth does have a little bit of sparkle in it. So you can see even with tapping off the brush, I still have color there. And I'm just taking a little bit of a denser brush. I've been using fluffy brushes so far, and do it with that for this lighter color. And I am gonna take a fluffy brush and just go back. I'm using that same color, this lighter color, but I just wanted a fluffier brush to go into that tinted mineral veil, just to kind of bring that rosy color up. So what I'm going to do is put my mascara on, curl my lashes, well, reverse order, and then I'll come back and we will put on the face makeup. All right, so I put mascara on and we're going to start with the face. I'm going to start with putting on concealer first. This is the Bare Minerals, the Fair Light. So to apply a powder foundation, you want a brush that is kind of more dense and a little bit of shorter bristles. You don't want a regular powder brush. So if you have a kabuki brush or something kind of like that. So this is shorter bristles and pretty dense. And you want to use this when you are not in a rush, because you want to take your time to really buff it into your skin. So this is number 3. And again, you're going to put it in the lid. You're going to swirl it around almost to when it looks like nothing is on your brush, because that is just it getting into the brush. Tap it and then swirl it on the face. And then I'm going to swirl. And the longer you swirl it and the more time you take, the more coverage and the better it'll look. I'll do one side of my face and then I'll zoom in so you can see the difference. keep in mind I do have dry skin, so you want to make sure you're hydrated if your skin is dry. Well, anyway, but so this side has it on, this side does not. So I think you can see a difference. I think that you can see that it gives a little bit more coverage. For bronzer, we're going to use a fluffy brush. So you want more of, this is a tapered face, but a powder, if you have a powder brush, you want to use that. So something really fluffy. Oh, and the bronzer color that I have is Warmth. And I'm just going to get a tiny amount. And again, it's circular motions. Just always think of when you're using the loose powdered products on your face, circular motions. Because it lasts. I mean, you just need such a small amount that it lasts a long time. Who remembers buying Bare Minerals when it first came up on QVC? I think it was called ID, wasn't it? Yeah, first, I think so. Okay, so then I'm just going to use one of the colors that I used for my eyeshadow. I think I will go with the Blushing Beauty, the smaller, or the lighter one. It is a highlighter brush, but it's very fluffy, long bristles. This just still has some in it. I'm gonna try just to go with this amount, and I can always add more, but tiny, tiny amount. And I've tried to start, I put it there and then go here and then go back and blend it just so that you're getting the majority of the color off the brush at the apples of your cheeks. And then circular motions. Then what you can take is your big powder brush and go back to the mineral veil. And I would say, even though you kind of, my first instinct is always to put a lot in the cap because you feel like you need a lot, but you don't. And then I'm just gonna circular motions all around with a light dusting of the mineral veil. All right, now I will put on my lipstick, put on some jewelry, and come back and show you the finished look. And then I will go outside so you can see this in natural light. So we are outside, you can hear the birds chirping, and here is how the eyeshadow is looking. And the foundation and face, and I just put on earrings, put on the lipstick, and came straight outside. So this is just freshly applied. And I think that it looks really good. I am much more impressed with this than the L'Oreal powder foundation. I'd used this before, but it's been a while. And I feel like every time I use it, I always forget how good it is. Kind of going into my lines there, I probably should have put a little bit more moisturizer on my forehead. I have had the makeup on. The eyes have been about 3.5 hours, the face about 3 hours, and I'd say it's wearing pretty well. It is kind of starting to show a little bit of my texture here and on my forehead. Overall, not too bad. It's starting to kind of wear off a little bit on my chin. I have ate and drank, but I think overall pretty good.